All right, go start now, right? Right, so afternoon. Not much people viewing, but that's okay. Um, it should be able. Let's press record. Right, it should be able for people to see afterwards. I'll just have to cut whatever excess it have, right? So, yeah, once again, good afternoon, everybody. Um, I just want to do some announcements for the tournament, right? If you have any questions or concerns, you could put that message in the chat. Oh, Lord. Right, I see in at least two people, two of my partners. Thanks, Oli, for helping me. Right, so I'll just go through the flyer. Right, so the start time, the doors open at 12 o'clock, right? And the first thing we have on the agenda is we have our opening ceremony, which will take like about 20 minutes. And then after that, right after that, we're gonna do like a little orientation for the tournament, meaning go through all the names, make sure everybody understand what they're doing. To have certain instructions and rules you have to follow when you sit down by a station, which who taking player one, player two, with respect to the stream table, because some Monday matches will be able to stream, and so the orientation can take care of those things. If anybody have any concerns, they bring it up there, right? That should take like about 15 minutes, right? And then the tournament should start by 3 o'clock. If we see that it could be started earlier, we will start earlier, right? Right. So with regards to the format, it is first to two until top eight. When we reach top eight, we'll like have a little 15-minute break, depending on the time. And see, once time is not against us, we could take our time. We expecting if we say we start the tournament 3 o'clock, we expecting to run out the brackets till top eight, hopefully by 5 o'clock. That goes hand in hand with competitor assistance and participation and doing what you're supposed to do as com- a competitor, right? So when we reach the top eight, we'll take like a little break. We'll have like a little top eight ceremony. That shouldn't take too long, probably 10 to 15 minutes, where the top players will be like walking up the stage and walking out with the song and a little might talk to them depending on the time, right? And then after that will be top eight fights. Top eight fights will be all run on the stream PC. If it is that we press for time again, we will break it up via brackets, right? Um, that is that, right? So with respect to entry, is 150 for competitors, $50 for spectators. It's not any flyer, but the biggest crew that comes through, should be getting a prize for like the biggest crew, right? So if you name on your crew, name on the biggest crew right now, it turns Street Fighter 5. We have the gaming team, Man of War. So like if they come and they have the biggest crew, they will get that particular prize, right? We haven't gotten the prize yet, so I won't announce what the prize is until I have it in my hand. I hope that is fair enough. Um, Going further again, um, you must have at least more than five people in your crew to count for that prize, right? As per always, I'm a fair person. If it have four crew with the same amount, um, we're not going to let anybody fight for anything in the games that have enough Street Fighter fights going on. So might just do a random draw for that, unless the crowd vote and say, hey, nah, let them fight for it, right? So we'll see how that goes on the day. So some of the stuff we kind of like gonna swing between letting the crowd decide how we should do things, just so that everybody kind of find it fair, right? Um, Going try again. So the prize pool is about, I think about $7,000 if my math's correct. So we have first prize 3,000, second prize 2,000, third prize 1,000, fourth prize 500, fifth prize 300, and sixth prize is 200, right? We just didn't put the sixth prize on the flyer because at the point in time we was only doing up to five, but then um, my tournament organizer said we should do a six, right? The top eight competitors, getting like a trophy. It's nothing fancy. It's just like a small token for you to show that you reached top eight. Also, too, there's not any flyer with respect to competitors. The competitors getting like a free keychain, which is when you pay the 150 and you register and stuff. That's like your token for apart from the card that I'd show the card last time. The card the card is all the characters. We have a character per card, and when you come in, you're getting free. You're getting a card with your lanyard. That's like instead of putting a band in your hand, you're getting this lanyard and card. But the card's gonna be random selected, right? This was done this way because everybody who might pick a certain character. So it's when it's done. It is limited amount in certain characters. That's why it's also to like help generate like people in the crowd talk to each other. Cause like if it gonna have plenty people spectating. So like if you see somebody with a card, you like you could go and ask them to trade cards, that kind of thing. So it's just to engage people with make it a kind of friendly environment, right? So that was the idea behind that. Hope that goes well. Um, so that's kind of it with respect to competitors. There is a lot of prizes. Um, I'm gonna talk about that quickly. I'm gonna pull up a list. Right. Where is this? Right. So with respect to prizes, so I just talk about the prizes for the tournament. We supposed to have with respect to the top eight people. The person with the most three zeros or reverse three zeros is supposed to be getting a bottle of 3-0 rum, right? Now, unfortunately, I have been spent months looking to get a bottle of 3-0 rum. It was very unsuccessful. If we don't get that, we'll put some other bottle of rum in place, right? With respect to the entire tournament participation crew, the competitors, there will be a prize for the most perfects and a separate prize for the most comebacks, right? So even if the man is not in the top eight, but he get four perfects throughout the tournament run, and he has the most, he will win that prize or the best comeback. That's a kind of voted via crowd kind of thing, right? So I know it has some controversy there, so that'll be decided on the day. But the most perfects is keep account how much perfects you have. At least have an eyewitness to say, hey, yeah, the man really did get three perfects here and there, right? No, well, yeah, I don't want to say that, right? So that's that. So the top eight I did say get trophies. The competitors, like I mentioned, will get keychains. They will get to pick which ones they want from the set that we have, right? Is some SPS is some PS controllers, little small keychains, no big thing, right? It's just some small little tokens, right? Um, there's also some is have like Ryu, Ken, and Zangief. That's the best Street Fighter stuff I could have find, right? But I find it cool. Unfortunately, like, I get nothing because as a host, which is so unfair. I felt I get both for not getting to take anything, but that's just how it is. Um, they talk about the trophies, right? Right. So we're going on to the door prizes now. Door prizes, as mentioned before. Well, I kind of mentioned, but I do think that video with me telling people what it was. Um, it's no, still fine. That's still somebody singing the song in low. Um, I hope that is much better now. Right, right. So I'm going to try again. Let me know if it's sounding better, right? Um, so as we reach the first, after we do the tournament, um, oh gosh, what it is, boy? When we do the opening ceremony, right after we have completed the presentations and we welcome everybody, we're doing one giveaway. The giveaway is going to be a Street Fighter bedspread, a Street Fighter pillowcase, two pillowcase and bedspread, right? Unfortunately, in this podcast, I did not prepare it properly to show what the items are, but we say we're going to try to do our podcast once a week just to make sure we try to get the word out, right? So that first prize is a bed set, Street Fighter 6 bed set. It doesn't have the new characters on it, I'll let you know one time. but it looks very cool. I open it up, it real nice. Fortunately, like I say, I vex had to give it away, but that's just how it is. The next giveaway, some point in time in the tournament, is going to be a small little joystick. I think it's a 6 button or 8 button joystick. Is not a big fun thing. It's like a giveaway, like a toy, right? Because we kind of this is for these prizes I'm telling you about here is for everybody in the tournament. And both competitors and spectators, right? Um, then we moving on. We have three different PS5 skins, right? So we have one for Tekken, one for Mortal, Mortal One that is, and Street Fighter 6. So it's a skin with two skins to go on the control, on least two control pads, right? Right. So going through again, and next gift item we have a capture card, right? So this capture card is to work with your PS4 if you're playing. It's a capture card. It's a good capture card, right? There's short now. That move along again. We have you call it a dual joysticks data frog. This is one of the this is like one of those meme things, not meme, with a whole set of games on it, right? So this is like plug into your TV via the HDMI and you're playing the game through there, right? Um, that prize will be given when the tournament is completed, so you have to stay to the end to get that, right? Also, too, we looking to get prizes for the ladies. Well, not for the ladies. Probably one gift prize for a lady who gets selected by draw. We didn't get the prize yet, so I will not announce what it is. Cool. But we will get it by the tournament, right? Um, Also, too, one of the most major giveaway we have is a hitbox giveaway. This is sponsored by Spectre. Gosh, I can't pronounce it properly. Spectre. So that's one of our players that he sponsored this prize. I won't talk about him much today. Shout outs to him. Know he is, but the next podcast when I book it there, we'll go through it again and we'll mention it to him, right? Um, I think that's kind of it with respect to the giveaways, right? So, yeah, that is that with respect to that, right? So, with respect to questions, I spoke to probably two people with respect to if they have any questions or concerns for the tournament. I was actually talking in chat today with one of the guys that's Panda. I find he was trolling, but he did ask some okay-ish questions at the end. So they was asking like what systems we're using. So far we're using PS5s and PS4. So far, the co- conversation is sorry about the conversation. The systems being used is PS4s and PS5s. You're not using no PCs. Um, we will have some. We have what's called it. The converters available from PS4 to PS5. However, we don't have an infinite amount, right? We only have four, so we have to manage it with respect to how many people will require to use this, right? Um, so that is that. And one of the questions, what happens if current goes? So fortunately for us, this building has a backup generator, so that shouldn't be any issue. In the event that current goes or it dips, the guys will just have to replay the match, right? But that will be decided by like who takes like if I'm having it wrong and all the little kind of how messy could get. That gotta be decided by players, right? So we run through that again in the orientation, right? The only system that will be able to run right through is the system that I'm using for streaming because that will have a UPS fit, right? Right. So that's it for that. The other question was, what time we expecting to finish? We expecting to finish by 9 p.m. for the latest. No, it could be earlier than that, but that goes with the competitors and if nobody's sticking and we don't want to look for people and that kind of thing, right? So we expecting to finish. I would like to say by 8, but worst case scenario between by 9 to have everything completed, right? So like I mentioned before, we're trying to start by 3, wrap up the brackets by 5 o'clock. best case scenario, because it's four systems at least we running it out on, so that should go pretty quickly. Once men are wrong, sit down and listen to your match, and yeah, that should start by yeah finish by 5. We run um the top 8 ceremony from probably 5 to like 5:30 for the most. It could be faster than that, and then we go into the top 8. Right? If we see top 8 moving too slow, we'll have to play some of the matches offline. Well, off the stream that is, right? Um, Somebody was asking about audio, so respect the audio. Um, we're gonna. I personally would like. Well, we running the game with respect to Street Fighter 6 in English version. I know people don't really take on them thing, but like I say, I have seen cases where the playing in a different language kind of jumpy some people. So to make it standard, we're gonna run it in English since we are English speaking country. So we run it in English, right? With respect to game audio, we will be providing headsets per system per player, right? So when you play in, um, you get, unless you want to bring your own, you're free to do that. Um, you'll get you pay a headset and not a pay a headset, but you get a headset and there's a local speaker so you could hear the game also, right? That's per system, meaning per PS4, PS5, right? Somebody asked if Akuma is allowed. We would say yes, Akuma is allowed unless there is something clearly wrong with the character, meaning he has some kind of broken thing that it just um it not fixable or something. Something that is clearly broken, right? I don't know what to think of because Akuma on his own is just scary like that, but um I don't think we should see any issues with him. But yes, he is allowed, and yeah, PS4, PS5 systems, right? Prizes to be awarded at the end of the tournament, right? So we're not gonna do right. So we're not gonna do the prizes like the cash prize and thing. Like you rather come back and meet me any week. No, we giving it when we done. We have a closing off ceremony where we got announce first the winners, and you'll get your prize. Well, once you win, you'll get your prize money there, right? Right. So that is it to respect to the major bulk of the tournament. During the tournament, like I mentioned, the players, competitors, they will be getting a free keychain, right? However, the spectators, they will not be getting a free keychain, right? How they would could acquire a keychain is by random draw. We are going to we are going to select them from the crowd, and during the fights, one person at a time, depending on when, will have to answer a question, right? So we pull a name, spectators that is, and they get in a question. Now the question is, we have 30 questions, so at least 30 giveaways, and once that goes smoothly, we just give that you will get those prizes immediately, right? Now if I get the question wrong, um, you will not get the prize, but you'll get a empowerment or something, or a bobby, based on what we get on the day, right? So you ain't walking off the stage with nothing. But yeah, right. So yeah, also to right. So that was for spectators. Also too, we will have food items on sale. Um, it'll be on the compound. It won't be in the tournament area. So that'll be like downstairs. The next time we do a podcast, we do like a brief safety video of the place and what you're supposed to do in case of an emergency and stuff, right? We try not to take nothing for granted. We're trying to set up like a screen by the concession place so that if you're downstairs because it's not upstairs where the food will be serving, you'll be able to get you'll get to see the matches going on constantly, right? Um, what else? Right, so we talk about the food, we talk about that. I think that's kind of it there, But I'm watching the YouTube stream. If anybody have any questions, um, I'll wait like a 2 to 3 minutes for anybody to ask questions. Like I say, the location of the place is Lisa's Gardens. Um, you know, that's in Cuba. It's very easy to find. It's a nice big building. Um, yeah. Anything else? Anybody have any questions, concerns, comments? You could either WhatsApp me your question or you could put it in the YouTube chat. Let me see what else to talk about. We talk about the giveaways, prizes, um, on the giveaways are not here like the biggest crew. You just have to put the stuff in place. Um, yeah, I think we kinda good to go there with respect to announcements. Um, yeah, we try matches. Well, not all the matches. It kinda hard to do that, right? I'm being honest. But we only getting to kind of record the stream matches. That is. Um, so everybody will have people have seating arrangements. All right. Oh yeah, forget to talk about some other stuff. Yeah, forget about that. Yes. Okay. With respect to people who not really playing in tournament, we should have a setup with one of the Call of Duties. Um, that's like I think it'll be Modern Warfare, the first one, the baddest one ever. Um, that'll be like a four-player split screen, so that'll be like in the back. Also, too, we should have a next setup with Connect. That'll be like bowling and stuff. And then also, too, we're gonna have a Street Fighter Hyper setup, and those the games could be changed on the Hyper, but might just leave it for Hyper alone. Also, too, we kind of have a mini Hyper tournament, so to speak. I don't even want to call it tournament, but is basically the person with the most wins on the Hyper system, like who get the most wins in a row, they will be eligible for a prize. It's a Street Fighter backpack with some energy drinks in it, right? Anybody could enter that. It is, when you play and play and play until you say you get 15 wins. You write down your amount of wins. I'll have a sheet of paper there. Just put down your name and how much wins you get. That will be starting at a particular time that we say might actually start probably right after the tournament starts. So yeah, it won't be starting before. So it's only after during the tournament, So that'll be there. We should have some free play with other games like Tekken, probably Mortal. We just waiting on that's confirmation from the guys, right? 'Cause everybody said it was coming, but we just have to wait to um, just wait until to see if they're coming out, right? Um, so yeah, I think I touch everything on it. Um, yeah. So like I say, I'm willing to take questions, but if it is that um, you have questions and you didn't get to ask me, you could probably WhatsApp the questions to me. Um, that's about it. So yeah, I think would say I successfully got through with this first podcast. We'll try to do probably one next week. I'm in the country for a couple days from Friday, so probably when I come back, um, we will do. I'll do our next one. Um, yeah. So if anybody in the chat have any questions, um, now is the time. So I just wait a minute to see if anybody have any questions, right? So I hold on just to see if anybody have any questions. Um, so yeah, this Akuma peti up here looking real bad way. Yeah, not watching it good, yes. All right, so anything else to talk about? Um, we should have like a we should have a photographer walking around taking pictures. Um, we have the games being showed so far on a projector, two TVs. Right? Monitor models. Right, really low man, like that question. Right, so with respect to the monitors, I could talk about what it is. I know for sure I have. The other people who are sponsoring the other equipment, I'll have to do that answer for that half on our next podcast, right? I hope that's okay. So with respect to the monitors being used for the stream setup, we'll have a head-to-head setup, which is the two players watching two separate screens. That'll be on stream. Those are Zowie. Zowie is the RL 2420, I think is the model. 1 millisecond lag, right? With respect to the some at least two more systems, right? Well, at least okay, sorry, three more systems. One, we'll have a 27-inch Asus one frame, 1 millisecond, um, 1 millisecond. We'll also have two, I think it's two 24-inch Asus 1 millisecond. Um, with respect to the frequency of these devices, they are all at, I think, is either 60 or 75, right? Um, so yeah, so we have, in my view, we have proper specs to run this tournament. I know everybody just concerned about the PS4, but all the fellas had to understand that that's the system the game is on. So there are people who I know for a fact don't have PS5s, and some of them um, don't have PS4s, and some have PCs. So it's a bit tricky sometimes, right? Yes, we're going to standardize all the settings on the PS5 artist. Yes, I like this man sound like a tech man, remind me of myself. Yeah. So with respect to like the systems, all the systems you're gonna make sure have the same settings. So it's the same, basically we're trying to make like everybody play on the same system, right? So um yeah, all those things, all those unnecessary stuff that is beyond the system that we do really need, we're gonna standardize it and make sure they're off, right? So, cause I just have a problem with one somebody gonna say this PlayStation feeling different to that one, and yeah, can't be saying that if it is we know we have everything standardized, and you can't be saying that, right? With respect to the volumes on the system, we're gonna make sure all of that standard too. But yeah, that's kind of it, right? Lawman, I hope I answer your question with respect to those kind of stuff, right? Yeah. Any more questions? Hold on a little bit again, cause yeah, I get I like those questions. All right, all system, yeah, no problem. Just one, yeah, you ask a man. Most of the time, it's be tech guys to ask questions. Cause I is a tech guy, so I know we always thinking about. We just always thinking about we no problems. If you're gonna lose on proper terms, then you wanna lose, and then you're losing with respect to like, wait, I should have let it fix that for me. Everybody, the expectation for the competitors that I have is I will only come and bring your best now. So train, practice, do what you gotta do. We're trying to make the venue as comfortable as possible for you. We were when you reach here, like, yeah, well, I glad I come today. Yes, I glad I was part of this, right? Um, right. Since things on the PS4 will be turned off, it doesn't cause on the PS5. Yeah, be taken off. That them kind of thing to take off the kind of lag, but we taking off those things. But that I I I I I do expect people to be using those things 3D law, man. Those things will be off, right? Um. So yeah. So any other concerns if you have with that, if you come on the day and you check it back and let me or Gerard, well, Boki, the emotional damage, know. We'll adjust the suit now. But more than likely, before we come, we'll be there early, setting up, um, running through those things, making sure the system's running properly and stuff. So yeah, so those kind of unnecessary things will be off. And like I say, all is going to be most of everything is going to be by default now. So like I say, with respect to the game audio is English, that kind of thing now. Because I know there's real settings in the game you could change. The game itself has a whole different way to configure the shit because there's like sound effects for people who who have different accessibility options. I know some people will dig up in that, but like you could put songs in the game to like know if the person closer further, it have a special song. It have real different stuff, but not I don't feel everybody's going dig up in those things. But if you do, like I say, yeah, I remember you're training for a tournament and you had to train to what being there, right? Because like we say, you're going and train to go a swimming race. You can't go and tell the people, well, I accustomed swimming in the pool 2 meters longer than this pool. You can't do that now. You had to apply to what rules we have set now, right? And that's why we kind of had the question answer set, well, kind of questioning session to help prepare so that when we reach the tournament, we don't have no sort of issues or anything, right? I know, man. I'm glad. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for the good luck. Hope to see you there. Um, yeah. All right. So I'll wait 1 more minute and see if anybody have any questions again. Um, yeah, we trying to like I say how the orientation going to run. Let's talk until kill off the minute, right? So like when how the expectation is when you come in tournament, you reach by the door, you register. This shouldn't take too long, but you had to put your name, you had to put um what's your crew name, and there's not much thing I really had for that thinking right now as I talking about it. Yeah, you come by registration, you get it. I must pull up the list there quick. Ting 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 ting. Let's give me a sec. Right, so yeah, your name, your gamer tag, um, just ask him what game you play, probably your phone number, right? And that's it. No more than that. When you come, so you pay, you think the ladies who will be at the door will tell you some specific details about the event and what you have to do then. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'll mention this. Upon entering, also, I forgot to mention, you will be given a choice of two items, at least spectators, that is. The competitors won't get any of these until they probably get eliminated from the tournament, right? You'll be given the choice between thunder sticks or oh gosh, what is it called, a noise maker, right? Noise makers used to make noise, just blow it, and just make noise like you at a birthday party, right? So once you come, you pay, you register, you fill out your name and stuff. You'll get assigned a number. You pick in your Street Fighter 6 card randomly from the back because you're not getting to pick the character you want. Unfortunately, if you're lucky enough, you get your character. Yes, this has all the characters from season one. Akuma goes straight down to Lily, right? It has everybody, right? So you come, you get your lanyard and your thing, you put it on. You get your number because some of the prizes have to be drawn by numbers. And yeah, so you get that, and then you pick which one you want. You have to blow up the thunder stick, right? Thunder stick is just literally lash it together and it's make noise. And then the other one is just a blow, right? And then when you reach there and you get those things, you're free to roam about the tournament. There will be designated areas where you're not allowed to go. It will be clearly marked off. Um, Also, too, you will be able to free play in our moment, right? So the PS5, PS4s for the Street Fighters will be available. I shouldn't have to mention this, but I still will. If you're warming up, if you come to the earlier you come, is the better it'll be for you to practice and get accustomed to the systems. Or if it is that when you reach it have a lot of people who come early too, We just asking that the guys who's playing, all of those sit down and well on the machines now. Just play like a first to three and move now, cause everybody wanna get their hands warm, so to speak now. Right, so it's just to be mindful of that. Um, by that time, we'll have the stuff running. Um, so by the time that is what you as a person come, you come and you're doing right. So your car goes in areas. It's nothing big. It's just like a line saying thing. Also to with respect to, I know there's a big one for me. You're not allowed. Don't put any drinks and stuff on any of the tables where there's electronics. Liquid and electronics are not friends. So I'm saying from now, each time we do our podcast, this is going to be part of the announcement. No drinks allowed on any tables. Do not put any drinks on the table. Put it on the ground, right? Because sorry is not going to buy back somebody's system, right? So that's bear that in mind. Cool. Um, yeah, I think that's kind of it. So when we go to start, there's a brief run through the tournament, right? So you come, you pay your thing, you come, you see your partner. Hey, you see me, you here, that kind of thing. You sit down, play your warm up, and then you come. When near 2 o'clock reach, the two hosts, me and Emotional Damage, we will announce that we're gonna start. We'll have the national anthem followed by some presentations. Um, After the presentation is when we do the orientation. Well, at that point in time when we call everybody attention, all the all of the sideline gaming of the free play will stop because this is like the official part of the tournament. So we expect everybody to be seated and paying attention to what's going on, right? Because this is like a kind of big push for the Trinidad FGC. We want to have more events like this. We just don't want to be Street Fighter alone to have this kind of thing, So the presentations kind of is to help with that, so everybody had to pay attention and stuff, right? Um, and after the presentation, so it's national anthem presentation. The sponsors, Buki and I put together something. We have a little history on the events, and that's it. All that's like 20 minutes. You will be entertained, hopefully. Um, and yeah, after that is tournament orientation. Then the do a roll call, the do and don'ts of the tournament. Then we start, run out to top eight. When top eight reach, top eight do the walking and stuff. Then we do the playoff. The top eight reach top three. We might do something for the top three depending on the time, and then let them play out. And then is after that is award ceremony. And then after that, all they could pick up all themselves and go home. Simple as that. Simple day, very fun filled. Um, yeah, that's it. Right, so I didn't get any more questions. Something come to mind for me to mention, but I can't remember what it is. But anyway, we'll probably do our next one closer down, right? Um, so with that being said, in all its glory, if we have no more questions, thanks Lawman again for the questions. I'll always be expecting a tech man to ask the questions. I know Lawman is the tech man from Man of War, representing Man of War. Um, so yeah, no questions, no concerns. So until the next time, guys, hope to see you all at the tournament. And yeah, that's it. All right, so bye bye and enjoy the rest of your day. Later.